Today I come alive once again from the Mount William Hotel in Kundiawa to apologize and explain to all my followers, as I put out on the Facebook page last Friday, on the deferral of the National Landowners Conference, Indigenous Landowners Conference, to 6th of April 2026. Now, before I go any further on the deferral of the Indigenous Landowners Conference, I'd like to apologize to the member for Tambul Nebilia, Honorable Win Dakri, for I have out of my anger, I'd said something nasty like calling him a pumpkinhead, which I withdraw because I thought, as a member of parliament, he would not start to divide this country by calling other people liabilities, and his inference that the Chimbu people were a liability to the nation was grossly mistaken. As we are builders of industry, and we are pioneers of public administration, and we continue to provide the human capital in this country. And I want the member for Tambul Nebilia and all other members of parliament to appreciate the fact that the Chimbu people have contributed largely to the development of Papua New Guinea over the past years. I know a lot of people talk about Kondo Magaundo and people that have pioneered in politics and public administration. I take my hat off to Kondo Magaundo for having established the with the support of all his peers, had established the largest coffee factory outside the Southern Hemisphere in the Chimbu Coffee Society Limited. And we intend to continue that, to industrialize our province and the rest of this country. And I can assure you that the Chimbus have the technological know-how and the manpower to develop the economy if given a chance. And I don't apologize on that. But having said that, I accept the apologies offered by the Prime Minister on behalf of the Minister and the Minister himself, for and on behalf of the people of Chimbu. And I'd say that we have a country to develop and we have to move on. Now, back to the issue of the Indigenous Landowners Conference. Like I've said last week, since Samari took office on the 16th of September 1975, up till the present times, with James Marape as the Prime Minister of this country, all 8 Prime Ministers have never attended to this outstanding issue on the ownership of land and resources in this country. Before independence, there was no survey done to determine private property, clan and tribal boundaries, district boundaries and provincial boundaries, but more so to determining who owned what in this country. And land has always been a part of our life. And we cannot be separated from the land that we own. And to this very day, fraudulent British laws have been used to deny us our wealth. They have deprived us of our real wealth, to owning the land and the properties beneath the surface of the land, on or beneath the surface of the land. And this matter is an outstanding matter for the last 100 years. The British have repeated that same thing right across the world. They tried to take over Asia, India. They've done so in Northern America and Southern America. Just like all the other empires, they've divided Africa into several different states to suit their own pursuits. And we are not going to be blindfolded, and we will not continue. And let me remind James Marape and Peter O'Neill and all the members of parliament, you cannot continue to be puppets of foreign multinational corporations. In fact, you are no better than the British who defrauded us of the land. You got to accept and acknowledge the fact that land in this country remains as private property, and all the resources on or beneath the surface of this the land belong to the people of this country. We need to amend the Land Registration Act, the Land Act. We need to amend the Fisheries Act. We need to amend the Forestry Act. Now, can you believe on the restrictions that the Americans and the Australians and the British impose on us not to go and harvest sea cucumber at our own will and sell it at our own will? Now, what have they got to do with the sea cucumber business? This is a classical example of colonialism, capitalist colonialism. Now, Prime Minister Marape, if you are watching me, you have promised that you will review all the laws to give back the ownership rights to the people of this country. And I've spoken. We have two categories of land. We are talking about alienated land, land which was taken by the British forcefully using the barrel of the gun with their laws to transfer from the indigenous natives to the crown at no cost. We're talking about city land, we're talking about town lands right across the country, including the city of Port Moresby, which still remains the property of the Motu, Koita, and Koyari people. Now you've got to come to grasp with the facts that the British are now apologizing all over the world, including Canada. I think Barack Obama did recognize the injustice done to the Indians, and under his administration, billions were paid to Indians living on the reserves to compensate them for deprivation of land and rights to enjoying the benefits of the land and putting them in reserves. Now here in Papua New Guinea, it's not that difficult. We have called for an indigenous landowners conference, which the Prime Minister didn't respond to, and none of the members of Parliament have responded to in attending, which means that you continue to be puppets or proxies of multinational corporations. And we have extended the date to 6th of April to be held here in Kundiawa, where I am. For some of you Papua New Guineans who don't know me, I am a tribal chief from the Enduga tribe in Chimbu, the Enduga Nanganku tribe in Chimbu. The Enduga tribe is a large conglomerate, and our land borders move from Warachimbu and Kundiawa town all the way into Jiwaka. Now we are talking about all tribal landowners. We are not talking about proxies, middlemen, and little conmen. We are talking about people who have inherited the land from our forefathers and know the value and importance of land, to keep the land for our future generations. We sympathize with those who have been marginalized and displaced from land that they've owned and they continue to own, except that the laws deny them. We sympathize with the Motu, Koita, and Koyari people, the Ai people, the Gaukus of Morobe Lay Morobe province, the Gauku of Goroka, and all other tribes that own land. I'm here in Kundiawa, and I've been talking to the Enduga, the Kamanaku, and the Yongamuks that the township of Kundiawa still remains indigenous land until the state acquires it by law. We cannot apply the British fraudulent laws in transferring indigenous land to the Crown and then passing it on to the state of Papua New Guinea. So wherever you are in Papua New Guinea, if you are watching me, you must know the cost of land disputes. 20,000 people died on the Bougainville Island because of indecisive leadership and greed by politicians. At that time, most of the prime ministers who were serving, like Sir Julius and Robbie Namalu and Mekere died. Winky, you are still alive to testify to that. It was your short-sightedness that costed 20,000 lives. And we moved on to improvise on the ownership of land and natural resources. We would have avoided the disaster. But as it is, if we continue to hang on to the fraudulent British laws that determine that the resources belong to the, under 6 foot belong to the state, and I don't want to clarify on the definition of state, State really means a collective body of people, so that people in the end own the land. We cannot use a foreign language to justify theft and fraud. So I call on all Okteri landowners, the Lear landowners, the Kanainto mine landowners, the Pogera landowners, the Heights landowners, and all Gobi and Moran and Kutubu landowners. You've got to take this matter seriously. You've got to attend on the 6th of April. We've given enough notice to Prime Minister and former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. We've given notice to all the governors, and we've given notice to all the members of parliament, and they have shown, they have demonstrated that they are nothing more than mere puppets of foreign capitalists and foreign multinational corporations. So on the 6th of April, if you are a serious and a genuine indigenous landowner, we'll hold a meeting here in Kundiawa, the capital of Simbu province, where I come from, as chairman of the People's Anti-Corruption Movement. And we will put up our candidates for the 2027 elections, all in the name of taking back control of our land and our natural resources and our economy and business. We are a very rich people that have been made to look poor because of stupidity. We cannot continue to live with stupidity after 50 years. So on the 6th of April, we call on all Papua New Guineans who are serious about taking this country forward and taking back our rights to attend the Indigenous Landowners Conference in Kundiawa, Simbu Province, where I'll be hosting. And we will also make a selection of candidates that we will run in the 2027 elections 12 months prior to the election, so that the people of this country will know what we stand for. We want nothing less than the control of our economy by ownership of our land and our natural resources. Thank you for watching me today. John Endemongo Kua, speaking from Kundiawa.